Historically on this channel, I review the Ultras, the Pros, and the Maxes. And typically I don't review the phones for you guys that don't have like some empowering moniker at the end. Today, and for a while, I've had the Galaxy S23, the absolute base version of the S23 series. And man, this has been like a really good experience. So today I hope to give you guys a pretty well-rounded perspective on how this $799 phone, the base model of the S23 series, could potentially fit into and enhance your lifestyle. Let's talk about it. For starters, this is one of the absolute best experiences I've had with a phone, period, in terms of one-handed usage. The screen-to-body ratio, the height and girthiness of the device. It's a thin phone with flat side rails and a flat back, has a nice matte finish on the backing as well. And on top of all of that, it's not only a light phone, but it's balanced in the hand in a way that I kind of talk about this in my S23 Ultra videos. That phone is not quite balanced. It's a little bit top heavy, which is not objectively bad, but for myself personally, this is excellent. You know, I find like the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the Pixel 7 Pro to be more balanced phones in the hand. This is truly excellent. I have larger hands, and so using the S23 Ultra was not a hassle for me, but this is a phone that I have absolutely zero problem at all ever accessing everything on the device. Haptics are something that I usually don't make a really big deal about in phone reviews. I'll touch on them and let you guys know if they're like either a little bit too mushy or if they're not that strong, that kind of thing. The haptics in the S23 are better than in the 23 Ultra. And no, it's not because there's a better motor in this phone. That wouldn't make sense because the Ultra is like the true flagship device. Actions feel better on this phone than the S23 Ultra. And it's just because that phone is larger and the motor's a little bit higher up in the device as well. So when you're using the phone and you're getting that feedback, it's usually a little bit away from your hands, and also the frame's larger, and so the vibration has to disperse over a larger area. Here, smaller form factor, the motor's closer to where your hand's naturally going to rest, and so the tactile feel and the vibrations that you're getting out of this phone just feel better. And that's something I was not expecting when I picked this up for the first time, but as I'm using it, I'm like, dang, this feels good. So this is a smaller display, and I think the natural inclination is to think that like you're not getting the same truly immersive experience that you're getting on the massive 6.8-inch display on the Galaxy S23 Ultra. And in some regards, I would agree, right? I mean, content just flat out objectively is smaller on the screen, so text is smaller, the image that you're getting is smaller. But I will say that despite this being just a 2K resolution screen, that coupled with like the 120 Hz refresh rate display on this, the viewing experience on this phone is excellent, and watching videos, scrolling through Twitter, web browsing, playing games on this screen is still really impressive. You know, the two big go-to games I go to right now, Honkai Star Rail, I am loving that game. Let me know if you guys are enjoying that game as well. Punishing Gray Raven, Genshin Impact, everything looks incredibly crisp on this device. Genshin Impact, you can dial everything up to maximum on this device, and it handles it perfectly well. If there are going to be frame drops, they were so minute that I don't think I noticed any. It felt like it was running at a smooth 60 FPS the entire time I was playing. On Honkai Star Rail, everything looks crisp and detailed, the animations look great, the colors are excellent, there's great detail in what you're receiving to the eye when you're using this phone. Samsung DeX works as perfectly here as it does on the S23 Ultra, on the Galaxy Fold 4. If you guys are actually looking for a monitor, for example, so like this one here that I'm using is the innocent 40-inch widescreen monitor, and Samsung DeX on the S23 series supports that widescreen output. I personally use this monitor for absolutely everything. It's great because it has different viewing modes. It's a 144 Hz gaming monitor as well, so I do all of my high refresh rate gaming on this monitor, but it also has editing modes in the settings for the display, so that way when I'm toggling between like gaming and needing to edit videos for the channel and want like a color accurate display, it's able to output that as well. I'll have a link for this in the description down below if you guys want it, but if you're wondering if DeX works with a widescreen display, it works great, honestly. This is a great one to use it on. You guys are worried about actually being able to see the display in like super bright sunny days days. It can reach a maximum of 2,000 nits. And in my experience, beyond the numbers, I would say that holds up. I haven't had any problem being outside in bright daylight and being able to see the screen. If you guys think this looks good and sounds good, give me a turtle emoji. And if you don't think it looks good, let me know in the comment section down below with a poop emoji. But I think it looks pretty turtle. So in my previous videos, I talked to you guys a lot about like my typical work day as a therapist, from the time that I wake up, doing clinical notes, treatment plans, commuting with care teams, and then, you know, all the way to like going throughout the day and actually seeing the clients that I'm working with in sessions and then doing those notes. The S23 Ultra, the iPhone 14 Pro Max can get you through that entire day from like 8 or 9 a.m. all the way until like 9, 10 p.m. with no problems. This phone has a better battery life, I would say, than the 7 Pro and the Galaxy Fold 4. It's not quite as good as the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the S23 Ultra, but like this is still a phone that I can get through like my entire day, I would say, without being worried that I have to charge up. Now, objectively speaking, I have access to a charger at most points throughout my day, so like that's not a problem. But if you're someone who's worried about that, kind of like that battery anxiety, I'm gonna say you're gonna get like a strong like 7.5 hours of screen on time, sometimes 7 if you're doing like a lot of heavy gaming. 9 times out of 10, this is gonna get you through your entire day without a problem. Again, not as strong as the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the 23 Ultra, but like for most human beings, this is gonna get the job done. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, want to stay up to date with what it is I'm doing next, join me on this YouTube journey and the other tech reviews I have for you guys on this channel. Hitting the subscribe button is the best way to do so, and it helps me out a lot. Also, I would say, if you're feeling the S23 to this point in the video, give me a dolphin emoji, and if you're still a little bit skeptical, give me a peach emoji and let me know in the comment section down below why, and I'll be happy to answer you guys' questions and hopefully help you guys come to a decision. Camera time. Now in these videos, typically, instead of like boring you guys to death with a lot of the nitty gritty, you guys seem to really appreciate when I just show you a bunch of pictures and video samples and let you come to the conclusion for yourself of what you think. Personally, I think that the cameras on this are great, especially for the price point, but I'll let you guys decide with your own peepers and you let me know what you think. I have been thoroughly impressed by the S23 Ultra in a ton of ways. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have been as well. Thanks for joining me. If you want to continue joining me on this YouTube journey and stay up to date with other tech content that I have for you guys here on the channel, hitting the subscribe button is the best way to stay up to date. If you guys want this wallpaper pack, it's actually by my buddy RJ Tech. He's the man. His beard is beautiful. I have a link for you guys down below. But thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. I wish you a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time it is you are watching this. And as always, oh shoot. Oh. I just hit my elbow on like a crease in the chair, like right in the... Have you ever hit your elbow and like you can feel the tendon kind of move? Yep. Yeah, that hurts. I'll be okay.